Okay, so let's talk about access control. So basically, before you talk about access control, you need to understand that user authentication goes hand in hand with access control. So first of all, what is authentication? So authentication is the process of proving user identity. So an example I can give is that for me to access this YouTube channel, first I need to log in with my credentials, so such as email and password. So after I'm in the system, it means that I'm authorized and I'm able to access the system. So now access control comes in after authentication. So once I'm authenticated, the system will determine what resources I can access based on my privileges. So that's access control. Okay, so there are different types of access control, and based on your task, we are based on role-based access control, which is also known as non-discretionary access control. So role-based access control is mostly used in organizations where there are multiple duties to specific users in an organization. So an example, again on this channel, uh, when creating it, we had something in mind, like there will be a person who will be editing the titles or who will be uploading the videos, the manager, whatsoever. So based on those laws, we can make up a system, or we can assign users to specific laws or privileges for them to access on that website or site or system. So basically, role-based access control is a type of access control whereby users have certain duties to play in an organization. So let me show you an example. So under settings, so if you go under permissions, you can see that this channel has multiple users. So the owner, which is this account, meaning this account is able to add people to give them specific laws, or it can also delete some content including this YouTube channel itself. Then we have this user who is just an editor on this account. So the editor can view everything, go live and create or edit content, but cannot manage permissions or delete content. So meaning the laws which are given to this user are just limited based on their laws on this channel. Then in a case whereby we had other users, then we want to decide to change their laws from editor, or let me say just to subtitle editor, you can do that, meaning their laws will be just based on that particular law they have on the channel. So if it's a viewer, you can just leave them as a viewer like that. So if they are no longer part of that organization or system, you can just remove their access, because all you know, access control is just there to make sure that whenever you access a system after being authenticated, you'll be assigned or given resources based on your access levels. So if a user happens to have no access to certain resources or is no longer part of that system, you need to remove his or access on the system, so as to make sure that access control is being implemented on the system. Okay, so following the layout of this task, we have number one, row identification. So what is row identification? So basically, as I said, imagine these users such as Albert Banda or Jacob. These users, when deciding or coming up with this channel, these were assigned or were part of this channel at the start because we wanted them to be editors. So we need to identify a role for a certain user such as editor for this. So that's the meaning for role identification. Then we have permission assignment. So after the user has been identified for their particular role, you can assign those permissions to that user. So for example, as we said, an editor can view everything, go live, create or edit content, but cannot manage permissions or delete content. So you can assign those permissions if the user is applicable for such a role. Then lastly, there's user assignment. So after being qualified for that role and the permissions suit that user, we can assign that particular role to that user, like we did for these users to be editors. So that's the meaning. So all you have to do now is to follow this question as it says for a bank scenario. So you need to lead out this, then make sure that your task go hand in hand with this role identification, permission assignment, user assignment, and so on. But if you want, uh, you can just copy this same information like that. Okay, then you can just paste them here so that you can understand the layout to now you can explain this task. So user assignment. Okay, just like that. Alright, so this will help you to understand the layout of your task. So after doing this, you can understand the way you need to put out your layout. So the best thing is to gather information on different sources. Then after that, you also cite or include some references from where you got the information. So otherwise, that's the meaning for non-discretionary access control or role-based access control. It's just there for an organization to implement whenever it uses multiple users having different duties in that same organization. Okay, so this is Soko James representing KMU Cybersecurity Tutorials. Make sure you follow up the content in the classes will be uploaded soon. Thank you.